Doctor Who, Season 13, Episode 6, titled Chapter 6, The Vanquishers. Now, this episode I found to be split on. Like, I really feel split on this episode. And for being the final episode of this season, I'm like, oh, this is going to piss people off. Like, for me, I'm a little bit frustrated with this episode, but at the same time, enjoying the episode. Like, for a big, giant, like, you know, saving the universe type episode, as, you know, most Doctor Who episodes, and definitely the last episode of a Doctor Who season mostly is saving the universe. It's pretty well put together. But for the please give us some answers for the timeless child, it's not. I found this episode to be absolutely, again, back to square one. Back to, okay, yes, we know about, you know, last week about, oh, that's her mum and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, we know that. But for me, I'm like, come on, just over the fog watch. I get it. You got 3 episodes left. You got 3.5 hours left. You got plenty of time in your head that you're like, you know, you can say, hey, you know, we'll wait till then. But for the audience, you've been teasing us and teasing us, and there's going to be audience members who are now at the point of, it doesn't matter what you do, you just don't care. It reminds me of season 3 of The Flash, where they were hinting sabotage, and they keep teasing. But then, but by episode, I think 20, they did the big reveal, and it's like, yeah, this doesn't feel, I get this is meant to be a big thing now, and I should be, but I don't care because they keep, like, I just don't care anymore. And that's what I worry about this whole timeless child situation, where with the Doctor holding the fog watch and saying, you know, to the TARDIS, you know, hide it until I need it. I mean, unless it means, look, it's not going to be a big thing. It doesn't really matter about the past or about the future. But if that's the case, tell the audience that. Tell the audience that. Because, like, it's really bubbling in the mind that we have a whole season and we only get, like, what, 2 pieces of information or 4 pieces of information. There's hinting and dangling keys. Like, I'm not the point at, like, I don't care anymore. But I'm just like, oh, come on. Now I want some answers. Now I'm getting, like, a little bit irritated that we're not getting some answers. Because with the Women Boy Time reminding me side of things of the episode where, like, the Doctor is in 3 different periods at the same time. And in a way, we have a multiple Doctor story in a way where, you know, she bumps into herself, you know, her other self in other timelines. But, like, that's a fun aspect, and the whole, you know, the part where, like, the Doctor flirts with herself, and, yeah, like, that aspect of things, I found that pretty good and cool, and the, you know, the scene between her and the Grand Serpent, and, you know, her doing the whole interrogation thing, and the stuff with the Sartarans, and all that. For me, that was good. But the stuff with Swarm and Valiant, was it Valiant? I keep naming the female villain. But the thing is, I am totally, they're great villains. They are. Yes, they are very cliche of the, you know, trick-or-treat Doctor, as Swarm said in episode 1, but there's a sense of fear, probably helps with the designs, but there's a sense of wariness and how they walk into a room and how they kind of own it in a way, and it's like, they're really well put together, and definitely the performances helps that as well. But blooming hell. And of course, they do a little bit of your song is ending, Doctor, or Trends the Law. They do the whole, like, this is how you die, Doctor. This is how it ends for you, Doctor. I'm like, bullshit! Because we know showrunner, and we know that there's a 14 guy coming up. But it's interesting to know, because they do the whole no generation this time. And I'm like, yeah, like, I, I just am like, okay, time to get some answers. I get 3.5. You know what? I think the reason this is the case is because they think, like, for them, it's for us, it's 6 episodes, and then it's 3 specials. For them, it's a 9 episode season. So for them, it's probably just a little bit more hinting and winking, and for them, it's like, oh, it'll be answered like in episode 8, which is like the second special. But for us, the audience, it's 6, and we're like, come on, give us answers. You know? And yeah, I mean, here's the thing, I liked the episode, I enjoyed it, but I was at the same time frustrated with the episode. Or, like, at least, not frustrated, but annoyed or irritated by it, like an itch on the leg, that it's like, come on, get rid of it, or something. But, yeah, it's, I mean, here's the thing, Flux as a storyline, like, as the subtitle is, it's called Doctor Who Flux. It was good. I enjoyed it. There was like when it really went, when we won't be time me with 3 and 5. That's when I'm like, oh, okay. But with this episode, and then 4, and then 5, and then 2 and 1. I enjoyed 4 out of the 6. That means I enjoyed it. So, it's kind of... Oh, and by the way, Venya should have not been in the show. Venya as a character was useless, and it just felt another story tacked on. It got occluded, but it just didn't felt earned and needed, and it just felt, okay, we're just adding something else, I guess, to... but anyway, but in a few weeks, for my case it'll be the 2nd of January, but in the UK it'll be like the 1st of January. We'll have the New Year's Day special. They reveal a poster and a title called Eve of the Daleks. Given, that's kind of be a thing of like show the Daleks, have a full Dalek episode at New Year's Day. But yeah, see you then, talking about more Doctor Who, and of course when the end of the 13 Doctors era in 2022. And it's all that. And if you want to be curious when I think the 2nd Doctor's going, the 14th Doctor's going to be announced, between 2nd and 3rd, because that seems to be the pattern where they announce the Doctor, whoever's the next Doctor, before the episode they appear in. So they announced Whittaker before the Christmas special, the 2017 Christmas special, and then also they announced a parody as the 12th Doctor when before the 50th. So my guess that's how they're gonna do it. So you at least have a couple episodes to the cloud of whoever the next Doctor is isn't over the show. It's at least you got that. So anyway, they're telling me down the task, by the way, right now, or have past tense probably. They're telling it down so they can rebuild the new one. But yeah, anyway, talk to you, Doctor Who, in a couple of weeks, and then 2 more times next year.